Hi guys, Andreas on Mainliner here with another Vinyl Finds video. Yay! Roger Coleman rejoice. Anyway, this is more is a less improvised one, which doesn't mean that there won't be like, oh, hang on, what is this? Pretty sure it's going to happen. The only curation here is that, oh yeah, what's interesting here? I will just pick these things up and I will show them because I've been I haven't stopped buying, and I have been behind in my vinyl finds anyway, so it's not that I can actually show you stuff that I just recently bought because it's just not, it doesn't make any sense anymore. So anyway, I am going to be showing you some dub records, reggae dub records, some metal because yeah, they go very well together. If it's 5 o'clock in the morning and you had 10 shots, it's just perfect. It's perfect. And then there's some garage punk and some garage, not garage, some punk basically, and jazz because we're mature listeners and now we listen to jazz. We're in our 40s. But yeah, I guess that we can just get started and get into it. So, first up, it's a new reissue. It's this one. It's out from the Wackies label. It's a bit of a dark cover. You cannot. I don't know whether you can see it very well. It's called Chosen Brothers, and the title of the album is Sing and Shout. And it's a classic roots dub reggae album from the 80s. Has been reissued on, I think it was released originally on the Wackies label, which is a German label that specializes on rootsy dub stuff. They have one of the more famous ones that they have is Rhythm and Sound, which if you see it, just pick it up immediately. And this is an album that I didn't know much about until I found out about being reissued, and I checked it out. I checked out the March Down Babylon song, which is amazing, but it's a very good album. The people that play here, I will not say that I know anybody apart from Wayne Jarrett. So there you go. Excuse me, I don't know what happened. It's like a frog in my throat. Now, next one, I didn't know anything about it. I went to Sounds of the Universe, and they had a series of albums from this label, which looked very interesting. Early 80s releases. This is from 1981. It's called The Singers and Players, and it's called War of Words. And I bought it on the strength of the hype sticker. And the hype sticker said that this is a collaboration between Prince Farai, whom I know, Jawush, whom I don't know, but more importantly, and more interestingly, Keith Levine from Pill plays guitar here. So this is not exactly. It is a dub album, but it's more post punk than dub. So Chosen Brothers is like pure dub, unadulterated, and everything. This is more of the dub that Pill would play, but obviously there is like it's more dubby, if that makes any sense. So yeah, really really good. New release, very recent release from well, an artist that I've discovered recently. It's from this wave of jazz artists from the UK, because UK jazz these days is on fire. Really, it's unbelievable. They come out with so much stuff, and most of it is really, 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 really good. One of the artists that I have been familiar with and was very interested in is Nat Birchall, and he released this album, which is a double album, Sounds Almighty, and you can get it on his Bandcamp, and it is available. I think this is a second press, and man, this bloody good. It is highly, highly, highly recommended. Right now, top of mind, I cannot remember if there are any vocals or anything, but it's I think it's instrumental. But man, this is good. This is excellent. And last but not least, and perhaps the best of all of this lot, which is a really good lot. This I can tell you that. Thank God for Wackies. They've reissued this one. This is probably one of the best reggae dub albums that I've heard. Horace Andy, obviously Horace Andy that has played with Massive Attack, and this is dancehall style. Now, this was released, I would say, in the 70s. Yeah, probably in the 70s, and it's just smoking. It's just smoking. I mean, this fantastic album, fantastic, and can get it very cheap because usually dub albums are cheap. And if you see it, don't think about it twice. Pick it up. Money, 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 which is actually one of the songs that was covered, I guess, by Massive Attack. Lonely Woman, Spine-Glass. It's just amazing, amazing. Yeah, highly, highly, highly recommended. Do check it out. That's for our dub section. And because, as I said, it goes really well together, let's look at the metal section. Yay! People skip now immediately, I guess. So, 3 albums. Well, I'm gonna be very quick. So there's a bit of a revival of old-fashioned sort of new wave of British heavy metal and traditional heavy metal and power metal that sounds very 8ish, and it's the best type. It is the best type, actually. And here's 2 bands that if you have a sweet tooth for that kind of thing, so if you like Savage Grace, for example, I cannot remember any. I cannot. Top of mind, I cannot remember any other kind of bands of that ilk. But if you're into that kind of power metal stuff, I highly, highly recommend Skull Fist. Now, these guys, this is, you have fun listening to this album. There is, it doesn't have that seriousness that, you know, metal has, like, oh yeah, the wizard and Satan and, you know, that kind of stuff. No, 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 no. This is actually good, fun metal without being non-metal, if you know what I mean. It has this kind of energy that that flows through it, and I actually saw these guys live like last week in a very small club here in London, and they were, and that energy and that like fun element just came through immediately, and you could see them having fun playing. They were like, you know what, we dig this kind of thing, and we'll do it. They're Canadian, which I think that does play a role in this. I think that they're not taking the piss or anything. They're doing it seriously, but having fun while doing it. I mean, look at these guys. Look at these guys. Aren't these guys having fun? Tell me. Just tell me. It's just like, yeah. Yeah, it's great. Highly, highly recommended. Skull Fist. This is Chasing the Dream. This is their second album. They have a new album out now, and also there's the first album is really good. The third album, tried to listen to it. I didn't get much into it. Maybe, you know, it's too early, but this one, highly recommended. And the other one that is a little bit more on the serious side, but equally good, Ambush. This is possessed, no, Desecrator. So this is a little bit more of the serious sort of side of power metal. Highly, highly recommended. Look at this chrome lettering, and oh my god, you know, these are the things that I love this. Yeah, highly recommend it. And finally, something that is a little bit more on the serious side of like, all that kind of stuff, which is Bestia Arcana. Now, this is their second album. I have their first album that, just, yeah, it's very, very, very strong. This is black metal. Bestia Arcana, and the title of the album is Holocaustian. Their first album was To Ανεβαίνουν της Αβύσσου, which is Greek. They're not Greek, by the way. I think they're from the US. And this is very highly complex, sort of dense black metal, but good production. It's not that it's dense because it's like, you know, shitty production or whatever. It just creates this chaotic sound. It's unbelievable. And both of their albums are highly recommended by me. Maybe, you know, it's a wave of black metal bands that have this sound, or I don't know what the case is. I'm not following that closely, but this sort of stood out from when I was doing, you know, sampling of different albums, and Bestia Arcana sort of, you know, did it for me. Perhaps it does it for you too. Who knows? Who knows? Segue into jazz. I was talking about the UK scene, and here is a label that is out from the UK, and I will point out two releases from these guys that are of great interest. So this one is from Jamie Branch, Fly or Die, and she's a she's a sax player. Yeah, no, horn. She plays a horn. All right, okay, yeah, there you go. She plays the horn. I'm gonna see her play at the Cafe Otto on the 22nd of November. She plays 2 dates, 21st and 22nd, and I'm going to go and see her live with her band. And she is from the States. I would like to say that she's from New York, but it says here East Coast evolution of Chicago style avant-garde. Now, it does say avant-garde, but it's not so avant-garde-ish. It's a little bit more on the spiritual side of things. And yes, it has some sort of avant-garde elements to it, but it is brilliant. Highly, highly recommended. Do check it out, and do check out Anthem recordings, international recordings. And the next one is from the same label, by the way, and this is excellent if you like your jazz being fire breathing and, like, you know, socially, how you call it, socially aware, or whatever the case may be. Irreversible Entanglements. This is free jazz with spoken word, and it's on fire. This is an album made from an artist called, what's her name? I would say, I think it's Kamae Aweya. She's British, and she also comes up as, this is information that I'm a little bit fuzzy about because I've read it some time ago and I don't remember it right now. But it's called, and she's under also the moniker of Moor Mother, that has made equally good avant jazz albums recently. But this, man, this is the shit, if you know what I mean. So yeah, highly recommended. Do check these two out, and the national anthem recordings. Yeah, it's really good. Going on to punk. So punk. Um, you may or may not be aware. Probably you are. So the Wire albums have been reissued. I have uh, the Wire albums back in Greece, but that didn't stop me from buying the CDs that were reissued some time ago, uh, many years ago actually, 2005, 2006, when I didn't have a turntable yet. But when these got reissued, I had to buy all three of them, because that's how you buy them. You buy all three of them. You don't buy one, you don't buy two, you buy all three, and that's it. Now, yeah, that's all I have to say. They're absolute classics. If you were to buy one, I cannot say one. I cannot. Heart goes to Pink Flag. Reason being that this was the first one I listened to many years ago, and I was like, whoa. And if you were to buy another one, it would be 154, which I sort of got into a little bit later on, but and that's not to say that this is a bad one. Actually, back in the day, I preferred this one to these two. When because I got them in sequence. I got first Pink Flag, and then I got this, and then I got 154. But just buy all three of them. There's no two ways about it. Sorry, I mean, yeah. Get them. That's all I have to say. Speaking of classics, two absolute classics, which I didn't have for many years, and one I have in various formats, but I got an original UK press of the first Dead Kennedys album. So there you go. Fresh fruit for rotten vegetables. What can I say about this one? This comes with a poster as well, and I have a Greek copy that I bought when I was like 15 or something, which is back in Greece. And then I have a CD copy of it, but this is yeah, this is. Do I need to say more? No. And this is an album that I had the MP3s for ages, and I just wanted to buy the vinyl album, but I couldn't find it, or I was confused because I wanted this cover, and I didn't like the UK press cover. So it came up with different covers. In the UK, it had a green one, and it had one of the members of the band on it. But I always liked the American version. Now this is not an American copy. This is an original. If it's not an original, maybe it's a second press. It's Canadian, and I got it for a really good price. So originals are expensive. Here they cost a bit, and not in very good condition. This is in very good condition, and I got it for like £12 or something, which is bizarre. Maybe I was just lucky, and you can get lucky on eBay sometimes. So yeah, Devo. There's not much that I can say about this album. We Not Men, We Are Devo. Absolute classic punk, new wave, just bizarro kind of music that actually made it into the mainstream, because they did have a hit. Can Get No Satisfaction was here, right? Yeah, Can Get No Satisfaction, which is probably the best cover of any song ever. It's just unbelievable. going on to the UK. Recent discovery. Now, this is a band that I knew for a while, but I never really got into until I've listened to this. Uh, Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry, Talk About the Weather. Now, this is, I think, their second album. I don't remember. Doesn't really matter. Uh, Very sharp guitars. They have this sound that is very similar to the Gang of Four, but man, this is it doesn't have that robotic feel that that Entertainment has from the Gang of Four, but man, this is a scorcher. And also, when I was looking for this, I also discovered that it was reissued for Record Store Day. I was like, ooh, all right, okay, Record Store Day does reissue like interesting things. However, this is an original, and yeah, it comes highly, highly recommended if you're into that kind of sound. Obviously. Now I've talked about fun, and I was showing the Skullfist record. And I said, this is really fun, and these guys are fun. Basically, garage punk is fun. It's probably one of the more fun types of music that you can listen to. It's a little bit samey sometimes, and that's part of the reason why I haven't got into it too much. It is a bit samey. There's like shed loads of albums, shed loads of artists, and because it is easy and it is fun, there's a lot of people playing it, and there's so many releases, so you get lost. For whatever reason, back in the early 90s, I got an album called Here I Come and Other Hits by the Fallouts, and it still has a place in my heart, and I really enjoy it. And every time I go back in Greece, I always like give it a spin because it's a fun record. And this is their second album, I think, from the Fallouts. What's the title of the album? I don't know if it has a title, to be honest. No, it's just the Fallouts. And yeah, it came out in 90 something. It's good fun garage punk, and does what it says on the tin, if you like. But yeah, and it's great. Highly, highly recommended if you're into that kind of stuff. And two classics to close off. First one is The Liars. I would love to get On Fire, but I've got this one. It's I think it's an original press on Important Records. Yeah, well, important. What am I saying? No, you see, this is the yeah. Sort of. How should I categorize this? I don't know. I don't know where to put it. It's a rock album. I'm not saying that it's like the Scorpions, but it's definitely a rock album. It definitely sort of falls under this garage punk category, I think. And yeah, absolute classics. The Liars. I would love to get On Fire. This is really good as well. Highly, highly recommended, these guys. And finally, classic punk. Before the time that Belinda Carlisle thought that. Oh, sorry. What am I saying? Not her. Penelope Cruz thought that she was Penelope Cruz. Why am I saying these names? Why? Am I on drugs? It's Saturday morning. I shouldn't be on drugs. I should have been on drugs either last night or tonight. So yeah. Erase, as I said. Curated, but not accurate. Never accurate. So Penelope Houston's early band, The Avengers. I have some of the singles that came out from what's the name of the label? I've shown the box set. It's a box set of singles from never mind, forget me. So the Avengers, 1980s US punk, but you know it's not like the Dead Kennedys. It is very enjoyable. It borders a little bit to pop, and yeah, it's just a classic. This is an earlier issue. It doesn't come with a barcode, so yeah, I don't know. And also the seams are falling apart. And it's red. Look at that. So yeah, super good. And that is my update. It's 25 minutes. I think that I've taken enough of your time, although you're probably skipping these things anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So probably watch it in like 5 minutes. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike it if you disliked it. Subscribe to this channel for more content like this. And don't forget to press the bell button. No, I'm joking. Do whatever you want. And I will be seeing you around.